I'm Jackie Russell, and this is Talking Nonprofits with Teak. I'm here today with Rachel Jellinek from Reflection Films. Hey, Rachel, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about Reflection Films.
So, Reflection Films, we will soon be 20 years old in 2026. We do video storytelling and content creation for mission-driven organizations, filming and animation. And it's typically for fundraising, marketing, training, or tribute video purpose.
That's great. Do you work here in Boston or the whole world?
We work all over. So a lot of our work is in Boston, New York, and DC, but we film in other places as well.
That's great. And so what do you like about this work?
How much time do you have? I love working with mission-driven organizations. I love the people. I love the passion. I love the impact that we can help folks make. It's just personally and professionally rewarding. And a lot of the folks that we work with are folks that we wind up actually volunteering with. We get involved in the organizations more deeply than just doing the video storytelling for them.
That's so
Them, I
nice.
should say, not for them, with them, partners.
That's great. So in all of these years working with nonprofits and mission-driven organizations, what are the problems that you find that they have as they set about to create a video?
So that's a great question. What I would say is that one of the problems or challenges is that often when nonprofits are telling their stories, they focus on their clients' stories and they think about the story through tragedy. They wind up focusing on the worst experience that that person might have had, whether that's addressing an illness or violence, domestic violence, or food insecurity, or experiencing homelessness. And what that does, unfortunately, is that reduces that person to sort of a more limited dimension of who they are. And so it doesn't actually allow that person to be centered as the solution, as part of their own success. And so that's one of the challenges. Yeah, it's tricky. It can be tricky.
What are the actions that you take to help nonprofits overcome that?
We work with them to identify voices, a variety of folks, people who are connected to their organization, to provide full versions of themselves and express how the nonprofit helped them overcome the challenges that they faced. For us, it's really important for people to have agency in the telling of their own story and recognize that they are part of the solution, that there's a lot of resilience and pride that should be showcased as part of their story.
That's so beautiful. I love that. I'm sure the nonprofits value that help.
They do. They really appreciate it. One of the things that we always ask nonprofits, first of all, is, are there any myths or misperceptions about your organization that you want video to help overcome? And so when we hear those answers, we work that knowledge of what those myths and misperceptions are into a framework of helping folks think through strategically, what do you want people to know? What do you want people to feel? And what do you want them to do? A lot of them appreciate that we're even asking about what are myths and misperceptions, because it often is a really rich conversation. It gets them to think about things that maybe when you're in an organization, you're so in the work that you don't necessarily know how other people might perceive you. And so it's an opportunity to have a real clarifying conversation, which I think is great. And then think that also helping people think through how to tell stories in a way that shows partnership between the clients whom they serve as well as the nonprofit is a really nice model, as opposed to making it seem like the nonprofit might be saving someone. It's just we always talk kind of about the power dynamics at play. And it's always, as I said, it's always a very rich conversation, and the nonprofits have a lot to contribute and say, and are very thoughtful about how do we partner to showcase their clients in the best possible way.
That's amazing. So what are the results that you are helping nonprofits achieve through this video work?
We really take seriously that we want folks to have as great an impact and reach as possible. And so we really want to showcase their clients as leaders in their own success and help the nonprofits tell their stories in such a way that it's really going to resonate with their different audiences. We know that maybe they're trying to recruit volunteers, or they're trying to recruit more donors or retain donors. And so we work with clients to be able to tell their stories in such a way that they can help them increase their impact.
That's great. And do the videos help nonprofits increase their impact?
They do. I think that in a variety of ways. I think it's broadening awareness of what the nonprofits do. So it's some of it's brand awareness. Some of it might be getting people involved, more people involved in advocacy efforts that people weren't aware of before. Sometimes, of course, it is helping, and very importantly, it's helping bring in more donations and recruiting volunteers. So there's so many different ways to have an impact. And that's what's really exciting, as I said, personally and professionally, to know that we're working in partnership with these organizations to make the world a better place.
Yeah, that's amazing. So here's a question I always get from nonprofits. How long should the video be? Right? Is there an answer?
uh, my answer would be we work with folks to create a library of videos that they can use over time across different channels for different audiences. And so I typically say less is more, not meaning that you should create fewer videos, but that each video should be shorter. So sometimes we find that when we're creating videos for events, for example, sometimes we find that because people have a captive audience, that they sometimes take advantage of that, and we recommend not doing that. Less is more. You want to leave people wanting in order to learn more and to engage and engage with you and say, oh, I saw this video, I want to learn more about X, Y, and Z, instead of including everything in the video. I think that creating multiple videos is a really good idea, and we can also work with folks to create to add video to their editorial calendar. So if folks already are having e-newsletters or blogs and they want to actually include video clips in that communication, we can work with them as well, so that there's video that their audience is seeing on a regular basis over time, or fresh videos for their website. But usually less is more in terms of the actual duration of the video.
So give me a number.
Well, what I would say is that typically for events, we're often landing in the 3 to 5 minute range. And then for web video, it's often 2 minutes or less. And then on social, it varies on the platform.
No, that makes sense. That sounds right. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good.
And attention spans are short, but there's some videos that you can just watch for a really long time because they're so compelling and people's stories are so compelling. But yeah, in general, less is more.
What else should people know about reflection films and the work that you're doing with mission driven orgs?
What should they know? I guess what I would say is that we are really relational. We get very invested and deeply involved and committed in the causes that we're invited to be a part of. So we really like partnering with people, and we like to make connections for people. So aside from being able to help with video, if there are other connections and other needs, we'd like to be able to do that. I guess I would also say that we're a certified women-owned business, and we like to support other women-owned businesses and businesses of people who've been historically marginalized. And so that's also an important part of our business approach. We have our own supplier diversity program, and that's something that's important to us.
That's great. Good for you. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me today. I look forward to working with you in the future, seeing you at other events too.
Yes, it's always great to see you and spend time with you. And thanks again for the invitation to join you.